just you and me.
Okay. Okay. You do too. Hot in that orange, red
Oh, it's
number
so cozy.
you got
Oh,
going on.
so soft. So soft.
You got the thumbs up from Lubka Kara, so we are live on the streams as well.
Awesome. Thanks, Obs. So welcome everyone online on Zoom to Erotic Womanhood podcast. And this is the first of 8 episodes. And in this series on this topic, I'll have a different guest each week. And I'm Kara Brand. I teach orgasmic meditation. I also teach S Factor. And I help lead the Women Over Dinner nonprofit. And my guest today is Sheila Kelley, who is the S Factor creator and also an actor. And I'm just beyond thrilled that she's here. Thank you so much, Sheila. And I'm going to say a little bit about you.
Okay, say it.
And then I'm going to let you say whatever you want to about yourself, whatever you want people to know.
Okay.
So
I don't want them to know anything.
yeah, mysterious. So what I know, who I know you to be as a woman is incredibly fierce and brave, soft as only a woman can be, endlessly compassionate, no bullshit. You've built your life around the liberation of women and women's erotic, your own and everyone else's. And brilliant, creative, you stand for the feminine in all of her elements. And you refuse to be quiet. No matter what the world says, in a world that wants women to be quiet and reasonable and easy, you are not. You and it's an incredible inspiration to me. And you've deeply changed my life and deeply impacted my life with your work. A deep sister to me. So, okay. So now you go.
Well, I have to shrink my head a little bit. Yeah, no, I all of that resonates and is profoundly moving to hear you. I don't often hear because feel like I'm out in the world, chin to the wind in the patriarchy, so I don't often hear reflections, and it felt like a beautiful reflection. So thank you for that. And yeah, I've dedicated my life to the feminine because without it, we're going upside down culturally. We're going to not survive without the feminine and being empowered globally. And I think that fact is proven in data. It's proven in numerical data, mathematical data, GDP all over the world. It's just a fact of life, of biology, actually. So I think that the work I do is about getting women back into their body with no shame. And then living a feminine lifestyle in a very masculine world. And that takes a lot of practice, that takes a lot of commitment, that takes constant conscious cultivation of your feminine, because this is a world that you have a 360 degrees of pressure coming in on you to not live through your feminine, but to live through what the masculine deems are male qualities, or the male qualities, the masculine qualities. Yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you. Yeah, 100% agree. Amen. Amen to that.
A woman, man. A woman.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so this question is, basically the topic that we're on in this series, which is erotic womanhood. So what does erotic womanhood mean to you? You go, and then I'll go. And like, okay. One thing I love about us is the crossover of the things that we do, and how it builds on each other and sparks each other. So yeah. What does erotic womanhood mean to you?
Erotic. The word erotic, I have found over 26 years of doing this, because S Factor I introduced into the world on 27 years. I started this movement 27 years ago, and I introduced it to the world 26 years ago. And, erotic has a very mixed relationship with people's connotations of what it means. A lot of people are terrified of the word erotic. And so the way that I describe erotic, I try and break it down and make it much more accessible to people. So for me, erotic is aliveness, the amount of aliveness that you allow to move through and stream through your body at any given moment. So being an erotic woman is being a fully enlivened, fully awakened, fully occupying the genius of the feminine through your body. Simple as that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gorgeous. Yeah. I 100% agree with that. Yeah, for me, it means all of that, because I think that's necessarily, we need that. And then like taking responsibility for it, saying for that being the most powerful force on the planet of our erotic. So, really getting to know our internal world of our erotic and having a deep relationship with it. So first of all, it starts with ourselves, and then, expressing that out into the world, and creating with it, creating through it, because using it as a compass. The world would say, use your mind, use your logic, use those masculine aspects, to build things, to create. That's why we have the world that we have today. It's missing the feminine, and it's missing the erotic. Kind of like you said, people are scared of the erotic, and but it's nothing. We need it. It's necessary. That's one thing I've heard you say is like, this is as wholesome as hunger and thirst. That is one of the quotes of yours I love to say.
That is a quote that has gone viral like 8 times on Instagram. Yes, we do. Well, so I would actually go so far as to say erotic is both masculine and feminine. We all have erotic, and it's okay and it's acceptable for the erotic to live in the masculine. They're allowed to have aliveness. They're allowed to move through their body fully. They're allowed to have aggression. They're allowed to kill it. Arr! However, in our culture, we have made we've put the feminine into a box. So not only is the feminine erotic energy shut down, but emotional energy is shut down, and physical movement is shut down. So it's more I think it's a little more complex than just erotic. The erotic, when you are fully enlivened, when you can live fully in your body with no shame, no judgment, no harshness, that's when the erotic is able to move through your body freely and vibrate every single cell of your body and swell your body up. And the erotic to me is when two bodies are so fully alive and so enlivened and so turned on with pleasure that they swell up and move through space to meet each other and connect. And to me, there's nothing more beautiful than primal, natural, erotic energy of masculine, feminine. But first, we have to free the feminine. We have to free that feminine. We have to free and kind of eradicate the shame. The shame is suffocating everybody.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then there's that whole idea of, like liberation is, kind of in the consciousness. People are talking about it a lot. It's kind of a catchword. What I find missing though is liberation for what? So it's not liberation just for the sake of liberation, of erotic liberation, right? It's like, it's liberation to liberate others. It's liberation to build something on that foundation, having it built with the feminine, right? So like,
Yeah, yes, absolutely. Beautifully said. It's liberation to, how about just to live a full, free life in the complete capacity that my body, my heart, and my soul has. I mean, what a novel thought, right? To live to your fullest extent possible, to live to your fullest potential in every aspect of your life.
mm,
If I could go to my deathbed knowing that I have lived fully 100% of myself in every way, I would be at peace. But to go through life and cut off natural, primal parts of yourself to please somebody else's systems, no, that's not okay with me.
mm,
I couldn't imagine. I can't imagine. I was gonna say I couldn't imagine living like that, but I did live like that. I lived like that before I found S Factor. I lived like that before I found our community. I lived in a suffocated way and always knew there was so much more of myself to give to the world, to experience in the world. And once I found that, oh my God, I go to bed every single night knowing that I have wrung every single bit of potential out of that day. How great is that?
I don't think very many people live that way. And I think we would live in a very different world if everyone did.
Oh
You
my
know,
God.
the
Yeah.
erotic is naturally creative. It's naturally wants to connect and
Yeah.
share
Yeah.
what it has.
Yeah.
So,
100%. And feminine erotic energy, life force energy, only truly thrives when the parasympathetic nervous system is turned on. When she's in rest and digest, when she is safe, when she is relaxed. That is not the world that we live in out there. But that is the world that we are creating in this podcast. And that is the world that we are creating at S Factor, right?
yeah.
Is
Hmm.
a place of peace and
Hmm.
beauty and pleasure.
So we met. I mean, I discovered orgasmic meditation before I discovered S Factor, but that is how I felt when I started practicing was what everything you're talking about. So that's where I see that these two are complementary paths, complementary practices. I know a lot of women who practice who also S Factor, a lot of S Factor women who then cross over to and then and also with women over dinner too, there's a ton of crossover. You know, I have women in S Factor classes that are like, oh, I want to get involved in a nonprofit that works with women, incarcerated women, or women over dinner who are like, heck yeah, I want to go, you know, be in a room full of women doing S Factor and lighting up my erotic. You know, like there's just this way that they speak to each other and they have a shared language, right? The shared language of the feminine. But so I met you at an orgasmic meditation retreat. You were a guest teacher that came in. It was about 9 years ago. You came in to teach us all. It was a group of women, teach us all S Factor, and it blew my mind. I'd never done a movement practice like that before, and you know, we are multifaceted beings. We need many practices or many different a lot of different nutrition, right, for
Yes.
this life. So S Factor is nutritive for me. It's a nutrition, just like is. And so you like totally started my student journey 9 years ago. Then I became a teacher 6 years ago. So how did you arrive? So that and S Factor was a huge part of me choosing erotic womanhood. How did you arrive at it and choose it?
That's a really good question because that goes way back, girl. It was an accidental. I am an actor and I did a film and actually produced a film called Dancing at the Blue Iguana because I had always been super, super curious about this thing called striptease and pole dancing and erotic movement. And I'm like, I want to try that, but I didn't want to, you know, I'm too shy to go be a professional stripper. So I was like, can't do that. So I produced this film as it was the best $4 million dance class I've ever taken. The best and the only $4 million, because that was the budget of the movie. Movie's okay, movie's good, but I learned this. I learned how to, and I went to my first class. I met some professional strippers and I asked them to mentor me. And one of them was named Simone, and she had dark, sexy, aggressive energy. And she moved like a panther on stage, and she wore vinyl black, shiny, was so, and spikes. And I was like, oh, she's badass. So she worked with me in one club in Los Angeles, and then I hired this other stripper named Devin, and Devin was very elegant, very, very regal, and she wore lots of gold and glitter, and she was super, super arrogant, and I loved that cool, sexy. So with these two energies, these beautiful, beautiful women trained me, and what I found was humbling because I had been a dance major at New York University, Kara. I couldn't do any of the movement. I couldn't even move my hips the way that I was watching these women on stage. I was just like, what? How is that possible that I was a professional ballerina. I danced at New York University. I did every kind of technique, but I could not push my hip out that far. I couldn't wind and grind and circle my body in such a natural, beautiful way. So that kind of was a wake up call, like, girl, you're missing something. And that I spent 6 months. It was an improvisational film, which took us 6 months to shoot. And I worked with these women for 6 months. And I do exactly in S Factor what I learned how to do, which is I dressed my erotic body. I found the shoes that my erotic body liked. I found the music that turned my body on. I found the movements that turned my body on. I freed my body from years and years of shutdown, of muscular stratification, tightening. I mean, my body was kind of scarred into this square shape because that's what I had been told to do. I'd been told to move like a man all my life. My God, the fact that there is a way to move that's not linear, not square, not rigid, that there was this other way, it changed my entire life. That was my erotic body awakening. That was my erotic woman birth. And not only did my life change in every facet, but my relationship with the erotic, my relationship to my husband went from what I thought was a good erotic connection to like mind-blowing, mind-blowing connection. Things I didn't think were possible.
Yeah, I love that story of you starting to teach. Like basically you connected with, you saw it alive in other women's bodies. That's what I'm hearing you say, is there was other women that had it alive and it sparked something in you. And that's what the feminine does, right? Is it shares that mycelium network.
100%.
So then you took that and you ran with it. You were like, I got it. Now I want to give it.
Exactly.
And you started teaching in your garage in LA.
I did. I put a pole in my garage in Hancock Park, and I got pregnant during the movie. Good lap dance there. Because I gave my husband a lap dance at a club. I went undercover into a club to practice one night, and he came in and he hired me to give him a lap dance. It was super cool. And so then he took me home. But then I had a baby 9 months later. So I had two babies, and I noticed that after I gave birth to my daughter, my second child, right after the film wrapped, I felt this disconnection again. I felt my body and my soul and my energy go back to what it was prior to learning the movement. I kind of just went square again. I went linear again, and I could feel the light dim in my eyes. I could feel the skin kind of get more sallow I just felt myself settling back into an old shape of shutdown. And then I put a pole in my garage in the back, and I started dancing every single day. And it was really hard because it's not because we're told that it's not appropriate movement. We're told to not be that overt. So when you choose to find your erotic womanhood, when you choose to find your body again, it's not simple. It's not like, ooh, fish to water. It's like you got to break down the squareness. You got to, get back into natural fluidity, and that was really humbling to see how hard it was. I say this because so many women will come to class and they'll, for very first time, and they'll come in, they'll go, this is not as easy as I thought it would be. My body doesn't move that way. No, because you've been told not to. So you've created a pattern of square movement. It
Yeah,
takes a moment, it takes a minute to loosen it back up, to get back into the river of your body.
that was my experience too.
Yeah, right?
Practice every day, like
Every
to,
day.
that's what I tell my students. That's what I tell myself, to like bend the paper back in the other direction from like the culture that we're in, the dominant culture that, is worshiping the masculine and has forgotten the feminine,
Yeah.
to kind of like push back against that, to deprogram myself, to
100%.
deprogram ourselves. We need that, that's another thing I love about you is your commitment to practice. Like you are a deep, deep practitioner.
Yeah.
You live your philosophy. You do
Yeah.
not just, you walk the talk. And you embody it out in the world. Like there's no get around you, and it just everybody lights up. Like you just share it. You're so freaking generous with it. So like there's absolutely no doubt. You change a room when you walk into it.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. It's not, it's selfish. It's selfish because my life went from literally black and white Kansas to Technicolor Oz, back to black and white Kansas when I stopped the movie, back to Oz. But I'm aware, I'm super, because I went from black and white to Oz to black and white. I'm like, oh my God, if I just stop for a minute, I lose that aliveness, that erotic connection to myself. I don't want that. So I practice it every day. And when you do practice it, giving is there's zero effort in giving to others because you're so abundant that you just kind of overflow love out all around you. You overflow wisdom and knowledge. So yeah, this is my studio.
I love it.
So yeah, I do practice I move every day. Move.
I just put my pole up in my garage. And so now I'm teaching my classes in my garage. So I'm just
Oh,
in the lineage of garage classes in LA.
that's amazing. I love that you're teaching class in LA.
Yeah. Yeah. I know that you had a studio here, like a major, major studio for
It was
many
the
years.
main studio, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the main studio. I'm sure there's a lot of S women that would like to find you.
Mm-hmm.
Because after
Yeah.
COVID, I had to shut everything down, and then I moved because my husband was working out of the country. So I wasn't able to reopen any studios.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm so grateful. I'm so excited that you're teaching there.
I am also so grateful that I have this way to connect with women. It's, everything that I do is about erotic liberation. That's the aim. And the reason why is because to me, that's the way to get out of suffering. Women are the solution
Yeah.
to all the problems that we have in the world right now. We
Yeah.
have the answers, and
Yes.
all we have to do is take the responsibility of the power that we have.
Yeah.
Like go out and create with it.
Yeah.
Simple, not easy, perhaps. But so everything that I do is based on that.
Yeah.
S Factor, Women Over Dinner, everything. And
Beautiful.
you know, so the founder of Women Over Dinner and Orgasmic Meditation, our mutual friend, Nicole Daedone, who is another powerful erotic woman out in the world who is currently incarcerated because of her work. with
Mhm.
the erotic and liberation of women.
Yeah.
So she just wrote a book from prison called Jailbirds in Flight, and she acknowledges you in the
Does
book.
she?
She gives you a shout out. She
No. Yay,
yeah,
Shay.
she totally calls you out. I mean, I know that she's spoken of you to me before, of you being a sister. I mean, I saw you show up for her in this
Yeah.
whole, many years experience.
Yeah.
What
Therefore, but the grace of God, girl. Therefore, but for the grace of Goddess.
Amen. Yes.
All of us, because anyone working in the world of freeing the feminine, freeing women, freeing the erotic, we are targets right now as the dinosaur of patriarchy has a last desperate hurrah to try and stay in power. That they're not going to stay in power because it's unsustainable without the feminine wing unfurled, flying us all forward. So yeah.
I love standing shoulder to shoulder with you in this movement. And will you talk a little bit about erotic sisterhood and kind of like what is it like in your
Well,
friendships with you and other powerful erotic women?
Well, you and I had a meeting yesterday. We met with all the S Factor teachers, well, many of them. There's about 100 S Factor teachers around the world, and we had about 53 of them on the call yesterday, which was extraordinary. I said it on the call, it goes back to that friggin' movie, The Wizard of Oz. There's no place like home. And home is not necessarily a place, it's people. It's the people that you are able to, or honored enough to call sisters. Erotic sisterhood to me is priceless, and it's rare right now, and we need to be shoulder to shoulder, face to face, encircled. We need to have the circle of the feminine, the campfire of the feminine, and it's got to be tight because, as I said, there's a backlash right now. And there's a lot of judgment, as we see with our dear friend Nicole, what's happened to her and Rachel. Uh, it's a fight for our lives. It's not a fight for, it's a fight for humanity's life. I know that's saying a lot, but it's true because the feminine has not been represented in the patriarchal world. It needs to be a partnership society. And the sisterhood is massive. And I'll tell you why. I've spent the last 3 years out on the road speaking to uh, biohacking and Mind Valley and all these different venues with thousands of people and in person, online, and just seeing thousands of people so disconnected from themselves and so terrified of the connection, so wanting it, and yet so like it's like the energy comes forward. I want what you have, but I shouldn't because it's taboo. But I want it, but it's taboo. But I want it, but so there's this energy in the
Yes.
world I feel come in, out, and it's heart-wrenching for me because I know if they can break free of this pull right there, see how I'm coming toward you? And if I could just keep going and I get to this moment where I get too afraid and I pull the muscle back, see this? I'm pulling the muscle through my chest, my belly, my whole body's pulling. If I could, at that very moment, catch myself and breathe into it and go, it's safe. Kara's there. Aubrey's there. Maya's there. Sheila's there. Nicole's there. I'm safe. They'll take care of me and come forward. It's it is it is like a birth. It is like a birth into the most spectacular, technicolor place and space within your own body that you've ever experienced.
Mhm. Gorgeous. And I mean, you're talking like straight up erotic principles right there. Like in my world, the principle of like it's easier to long for something than it is to actually have it. That having it
Mm.
takes work and commitment. We have to expand in order to have. you know, these incredible
Yes.
women. As women, we're filled with these massive desires that
Yeah.
we shouldn't have or we can't have, or but then that's the actual answer, you
Yeah.
know, the
Yeah. And
desire
that,
is
and we go here. We go here. Oh, I can't expand here in my body because society said no, don't dress like that, don't move like that, don't touch that, don't. So I go up into my head and I expand in my brain. And I understand all the, everything that Kara says and everything that Nicole says. I read all the books and but I can't get my body into it. And that is the big disconnect. Getting your body free, getting your heart free, getting your clitoris free.
yes, that's a
It's about,
crossover right there.
there it is. It's all
Yes.
expansion. It is all embodied expansion.
Mm-hmm.
The feminine has the potential to never stop expanding. You see, we continue. The energy fields, when we're doing S movement, you know this, the energy fields that you send out into the universe, they keep expanding until you become your own galaxy of power and movement. There's no there's no end point to the power of the feminine, which is why a masculine culture wants to codify and put into a little bell jar so I can control it, that power. I can control that power of creation because the feminine is creation.
That's right. But you know what happens when you put it in that jar is that it dies.
Like it suffocates, right?
It can't
That's where I
live.
started. I started
Yeah.
suffocating.
There's like so much I could just talk about from what you just said. I mean, it's like that's the thing, is everything's on the line. This is not a small thing. Erotic womanhood, claiming our power, creating in the world
Yeah.
from our bodies, right? Doing embodiment practices like orgasmic meditation, like S Factor. You can't just live in philosophy. You have to put it into practice. Has to be in your body. Even women over dinner is an embodiment dining experience.
Yeah, it is. I love it.
Connection that's created. You know, you've been to women over dinners before,
Yeah,
so
twice.
yeah, twice in Harlem, and I've hosted women over dinners at
Oh,
S
three times.
Factor. Oh,
Yeah,
3 times. Yeah,
yeah. Oh, I know.
gorgeous.
I love it. Love it.
I've hosted women over dinners at S Factor retreats, other teachers retreats, and man, those are some of the deepest dinners I've
Yeah,
been to, because S Factor women, they just go there. They're in their
yeah,
bodies. We speak the same language,
yeah.
um, and they know how important it is,
Yes.
because they see the impact of not being connected to our erotic.
Yeah,
Living in this control obsessed culture that we have.
yeah,
And S Factor, like Eros just wants to liberate.
yeah. I just saw one of the chats go by, so I wanted to see it.
Oh,
Yes,
okay,
Eros
good.
does want to. Yes, yes.
Oh yeah, I see Aubrey posted the link
Yeah, the
for
book.
Jailbirds in Flight, in the chat. That's awesome. And on the socials. You are one of my, so Nicole talks about ride or flies in that book, which are, because we say ride or die, but what we actually want to do is fly as women. And
Yeah.
so you are one of my ride or
Oh,
flies. Yes, you are. We talk about in Women Over Dinner, find your kind. Like, you are my kind, and this is exactly why.
yeah. That's
And
beautiful.
I was just talking to someone yesterday, and they were saying how angry they are with the state of the world, with the pain that's going on, how they feel hopeless and helpless. They don't know what to do. They were like, "Oh, what are you going to do? It's so big. There's nothing to do." And I was like, "Are you kidding me? Like, go Google nonprofits, any topic that interests you,
Yeah,
and there's a million of them. Go do something.
yeah.
Like, everyone can do that, no matter, so it's like there's that, like, kind of like how you were saying, that freeze of
Yeah,
like, I don't have power, but we all do. That's
we
the
do.
thing. We
We
all
do.
have.
100%. And that reminds me of what we talked about in our meeting yesterday, which is the Baha'is theory about the great bird of humanity flying with one wing. And that one wing is creating us in a kind of a death spiral, a death force spiral right now. Everything, as we look around you, all of the masculine constructs are falling apart. They're coming apart. They're self-imploding. And so it can feel like you get caught in that vortex. You get caught in that spiral and sucked down into entropy, into chaos, into paralysis even. And what you're talking about in the way I interpret it through the body is actually consciously pulling yourself out of the death spiral and creating a life spiral, so that you are offsetting that death spiral and you are the future, right? Because the feminine in every culture dreams the future of the tribe, dreams the future of the community. And, let's dream a future by going on and Googling non-for-profit and then spending energy creating life force energy in a not-for-profit, right? Or go out on the streets and peacefully protest with all that positive life energy, right? Because things can and will change when enough people coalesce to make that change happen.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's erotic sisterhood to me, is women who understand our impact, who get together and to do things for change, do things to shape the world around us.
100%.
Women who inspire me, like you, like Nicole, women who give me accurate reflection of my impact, both the impact that I want to have and the impact that I don't want to have, right? Because I think as women, we have impact no matter what, whether we know how to use that impact or we don't, it's happening. So what is it? It's like, for better or worse, as women, we're impacting everyone and everything around us 100% of the time.
I completely agree with that. Whether you're in a freeze where most women are, or whether you are in an actual spiral up, a life force spiral. That's what it is. It's a life force spiral, which is in other words, erotic spiral.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
I love
Different
that.
words, so many different words. You find it in so many different lineages.
Yes.
Really all saying the same thing, speaking that feminine language of the power that the feminine has and the responsibility. I feel like you said, it's like, it is life or death. It is freedom or imprisonment. It is to me, the most important thing, that we can't afford to ignore, because
100%.
we see the cost of ignoring it, of calling it taboo, of calling it silly or unimportant or secondary.
100%.
Our erotic selves.
100%. I mean, it's the greatest, I think it's like the greatest ruse that's been played on humanity is the shutdown and shame of the feminine to gain control of our powers of creation, of our magic, of our witchiness, of our erotic. If I can control the feminine, who said this? Michel Foucault, the French philosopher, said, if society can control men's aggression and rage and women's sexuality, then you can control the masses. And that is where we are culturally, and we're at a tipping point. And this is part of the tipping point.
That's right. We are the tipping point.
Yeah.
I would even say, if you can control women's sexuality, you can control men's aggression.
Interesting. Interesting. Let me think. I have to ponder that one for a minute.
Yeah, I was doing the math yesterday. I was like, okay, if you want to feel safe, right, some semblance of safety, then you can, there's two ways, right? You can liberate. So the more, if you are like fully self-defining, fully aware of your power, unmovable from your connection to your internal self, your body,
Yeah.
then that's one form of safety, right? And then another form of safety, I don't even think this is safe, actually. I think it's quite dangerous, is control. And we've gone in the direction of control to
Yeah.
feel safe, but it actually makes us unsafe. It makes the
Oh,
world the way it is today.
oh, it makes
Uh,
you suffocate.
right.
It makes you suffocate and live less than yourself.
Yeah.
That
So
this illusion you're talking about, this illusion of safety through control, no,
that's
through the
right.
boxes. Here, you get in this box and I'll make you safe, but you can't breathe and you can't move and you can't do anything to make me angry or to make me not happy with you. That's no life. That's no life. But what you're talking about to me is sovereignty. When you are fully sovereign and you're fully autonomous within yourself and in your sisterhood, because the feminine needs the sisterhood. It cannot, by definition, thrive without an interdependent network, just like the matriarchal elephants and the matriarchal wolves. You have to go back into that primal safety unit. I spent time with the Hadza. It's a hunter-gatherer, one of the last hunter-gatherer tribes in the world in Tanzania. And they have two distinct separate campfires. The men and the women honor the masculine and the feminine. Don't force us all to be the same. Don't force them all to be the same, right? This is two very distinct campfires. One of them is very linear and circular, and the other one is very fluid and moves, and there's song and there's dance, and it's quite beautiful to see the freedom that this primal tribe has. Because to me, I'm very, very in love with the primal wisdom of the body. The primal wisdom of the body wants to be free and wild. Doesn't want to be, it wants to be freely erotic
Yeah.
with no shame,
Mm-hmm.
no controls in place.
Mm-hmm. I
Yeah.
mean, and I remember you telling that story. I've heard you tell that story a couple of times about your experience there and how the women are the ones who say where the tribe's going to go and when they're going to go and how they're going to go. Like the women are the compass, they're the direction, they're the decision makers, and then
Yeah.
men follow them. So this is what I'm saying about if you can control the women's sexuality, right? The math of this, then you can control men because women
Yes.
actually follow men. Men actually follow women, even
100%.
if they don't think they do, and even if they say they don't, underneath what they're actually following is women or access to women, access to the erotic.
100% true. 100% true. And it's true of almost every species of animal. And it's really, really, bold to say that in this current climate because the men like to think
Bold.
they're the leaders, they're the head of the household. And no, 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 no. The men are never the leaders. The men are the followers, and they're there to provide and protect for life.
Mm,
And the feminine is life. And she is going to find the space to go to that's the healthiest for the tribe. She's going to tell them when they need to move because they've run out of water or they've run out of plants for gathering or they've run out or it's become too toxic in that camp at the Hadza. So they move and the masculine follows. It's true of wolves. It's true of elephants. You don't see the bull elephants leading the pack. No, it's a matriarchal herd, and the bull elephants follow that matriarchal herd.
mm,
However, I'll just give you one thing to think about with that aggression. To get to the feminine sexuality, to the erotic, they tend to want to fight each other. They
oh yeah.
tend to want to find the dominant male. And the dominant male is the one that presents himself for her to choose. I'm reading these amazing books about the wolves of Yellowstone, and I'm actually going to go spend time looking at the wolves this winter
Mm,
because they're just such an amazingly beautiful pack. They are so emotional and they're so deeply bonded, and they have such an incredible integrity about their pack. But um, the males they fight for dominance, as so do the females fight for dominance, but then she chooses who she wants to mate with. That to me is power.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay. So let's see. Let's talk a little bit about what these things actually are that we're talking about. Some people that are listening may not know what exactly S Factor is, what exactly OM is, what exactly is Women Over Dinner, right? So S Factor is feminine embodiment movement that is non-performative, right? And we were just talking yesterday about how to describe it, right? How do you do, what's the elevator pitch for S Factor? Like I always say, like, it's just about women connecting, building community, discovering their own relationship with their erotic. And then that has waves that go out into your life. Like it's transformative. And so you use a pole, heels, like amazing music. There's no mirrors.
No.
The lights are dark.
Yeah.
And there's teachers all over the world, and you teach online. I know you have ongoing classes where you teach online. You do retreats yearly. I take the retreats with you. And so I just want everybody to know that go out and take an S Factor class if you're a woman.
Yeah. Do it.
Do it. And then, okay, so then orgasmic meditation is a partnered meditation practice. It's 15 minutes, takes 2 trained people. And we're actually hosted right now on the Eros platform, which is the home of orgasmic meditation. So if you want to know anything, if you want to go learn more about it, go to the Eros platform and find out about it. Highly recommend it as a practice for men and women. The thing with OM is that it's you can really just bring the men along, and with S Factor, you kind of like bring it home to them, right? But you get to do the practice together. And then Women Over Dinner is a transformative dining experience. It's a nonprofit, and we host. It's global. We host dinners in communities to help light women up, one woman at a time. You walk in, maybe you don't know anybody, and then you leave having sisterhood, and you leave having an experience of your own power. And so we do these dinners in communities to light women up, and also to raise money to host dinners with women who are incarcerated. And so that is an incredible experience to be able to bring these types of dinners to like 100 women in a correctional facility, because these women are deeply underserved. And instead of, getting out and then getting back in and getting out and getting, our system is broken. Our justice system, our correctional system is broken. Having them learn that they can contribute, that they can having understanding their own power. These women who attend these dinners in correctional facilities, that when they get out, or even on the inside, the impact and the influence they can have to be of benefit and to have purpose.
And they are amazing. They're so powerful and so beautiful, because you will meet, I've met so many different, of the 3 times I've gone, women from so many different walks of life, women I would never meet anywhere else. And the questions that you give at the tables to ask are so bold, and questions that, again, I would take me months to get up the nerve to ask this of a new friend. So there's a real beauty in it. I love them. And the food's good.
Me too. Oh, you have to have excellent food. That is like for Women Over Dinner. I mean, that's what we love to do together. Like share delicious food and talk and connect. There's just magic there. There's power there. That sisterhood. So kind of my final question for you is, what is your grandest desire? What is your grandest vision?
For the erotic sisterhood?
You can take this anywhere you want. Like, this is really wide open space of
Yeah.
whatever is on your heart.
Wow. Well, there's so much. There's so much desire I have. And that desire feeds the vision of a world of beauty and radiance and freedom and respect and mutual elevation and celebration. A world where we all worship at the altars of the masculine and the feminine, where we are balanced with not just masculine qualities, but the feminine qualities are as elevated as the masculine qualities in everybody. Those that identify as masculine should and could have access to these gifts of the feminine, the curve of movement, the sensuality, the emotability, the connection, the intuition. Everyone can cultivate those feminine attributes. Everyone. And we've already all cultivated as much masculine as this little body can handle. I've done so much masculine in my life. So having that balance in this world will change the trajectory of where we're going and where we're headed. We will live in a much more elevated, much more uh, evolved world. Oh my God, if we think we're evolved now, watch out. If you bring feminine and masculine up, we will be unstoppable.
Gorgeous.
That's my vision, babe.
That is very close to my own.
Oh,
I
good.
yeah, I mean, I just think that we don't even know what is possible for
Yeah,
women yet. We don't even know what's possible for men when when we really take responsibility for our power.
yeah,
And that power is in the erotic, it's in sexuality. I think that's the foundation of everything, and it touches everything. It
yeah,
impacts everything. And if we're missing that piece, then you're missing the jewel. You're missing the thing that gives life purpose and
yeah,
meaning. You're missing life. So to me, my desire is like just a world built on Eros, a
mm,
world built on feminine principles. Like every government, every corporation, every institution, everything. Um, it's one of the things that in so okay, I just have this. I've been reading it again for the second time. This is Nicole's book. Okay, Jailbirds in Flight. Um, I keep it near right now because it's such deep inspiration for me. In the back, it has a chapter of called Dear America. And it's a whole way of doing the justice system where it's from prisons to monasteries.
mm,
And so it's that type of change in every institution that's bringing the feminine in. So it's like everything can be for healing, everything can be infused with compassion and connection and care.
yes,
It would be a completely different world.
absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
It would be such an evolved, expanded. We would live up to our potential, our human potential, when we
Which we
free.
don't even know what that is yet.
No,
We
no,
don't even
no,
know.
because we need to unfurl the feminine wing of the great bird of humanity. Because with that feminine wing, it's as great, it's as powerful, it's as large, it's as strong as the masculine wing. We don't know what that potential is, but it's great. I have an inkling of an idea of what it is because I have surrounded myself with erotically empowered, embodied, feminine creatures for the last almost 30 years. And I see the potential. I see what could happen in the rest of the world.
Yeah,
It's just that we have to get there, babe.
we're getting there. We're
Yeah,
doing
we are. We are.
it.
We
Thank
are.
you. Thank you
100%.
for doing it.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
no,
No,
you're
no
so,
small feat, and it puts everything on the line.
it sure, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it
Yeah.
does, and it has. Yeah, oof. I just
Thanks
saw
for
that Aubrey put Feel Radiantly Alive up. I think we're giving your I think we're giving your listeners, our listeners, what are we doing? There's a course that is on S Factor. It's a beginner course called Feel Radiantly Alive. And we are giving your listeners a discount. And I think that if you scroll up in the chat, there's the link right there. Oh, wait, I think,
That's
oh, the
brilliant.
discount.
Thank
Oh,
you.
you're getting a big discount. I just saw the discount.
It's a
Yeah,
big discount.
you're
Yeah.
getting a big discount. So sign up for that to get your first intro of S Factor. It's powerful. There's a lot of discussion, talking, and then there's 3 movement modules, so you can really get it through because it's a mindset shift as well. There's not
Mm.
just a body shift. The feminine has a different way of thinking, and there's a mindset shift and there's an embodied shift that needs to happen, and you'll get a taste of that in that course.
I think that's a brilliant course that you designed. Super accessible. I hope that everyone takes it.
Me too.
That's really generous. Thanks for offering the discount. Really appreciate that.
Absolutely.
That's incredible.
Absolutely.
And I want to just put in a plug for we doing a Women Over Dinner in Harlem this Thursday. We do them every month in Harlem. They're donation based, so any woman can come, regardless of her finances. And we also do a live stream into them. So if you're anywhere in the world, you can join the dinner in Harlem. And we have amazing speakers like Topeka K. Sam, who's part of our Women Are Power movement. And you get to answer the questions in a breakout room online. So you get to have the experience of Women Over Dinner. So if you've been to a dinner before, come. If you've never been to a dinner before, please come. We would love to have you. I'll be hosting the online portion. And, obviously if you're in Harlem, you can come in person. But Sheila,
I
thank you
highly
so much.
recommend it. I highly, highly recommend it. It's magical.
It is. Yeah. Yeah. Incredibly lit up afterwards. That's always how I feel. And like in my purpose, which is an incredible feeling to have. So thank you for coming on today with me. It was a real honor to have you on and be able to talk about these things that are so dear to my heart.
You're welcome, my love, and thank you for having me and your gorgeous, beautiful soul for being a shoulder to shoulder leader in this movement. It's very needed.
Thank you for
Thank you
being
to
my
your
sister.
whole team.
Yeah, they're good, aren't they? Good team.
They're
Yeah.
good team. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm going to see you again real soon. Love you.